Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Raved and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. In the last episode, we took down Snaddle in the Fennec Coliseum, who was the head of all the kidnappings and operations that were going down here in Fennec City. And in this episode, after we have saved Justy and the mayor and all the other citizens in the last episode, we can finally move on with our lives. But more specifically, I want to go down here before we do anything else. Because down here, not only did I say last episode I want to show off how amazing this place was, but for all of you who don't care about scenery and all those things, if you go to the right over here, there is a shiny object on the ground. If you pick it up, it contains the Battle CD 35. So if you're on that little bit of a side quest to collect all the Battle CDs, there's an extra one for you. And as soon as we press A, this boy is scripted to come to us, and he says something about his Trapinch saying, okay, let me go and explain this. So he mentioned that he just thought it was his Pokemon, and he was like, oh, it's just a Battle CD. His little mini story is that his Trapinch apparently got lost in this habitat here. And also, speaking of the habitats, this place is absolutely gorgeous, as I tried of describing the Fennec Coliseum with that tone. But still, the whole water thing, the indoor waterfall, the grass, the trees, the plains, the desert, it's so perfect. I mean, granted, if they really wanted to step it up a notch, they could have put like a mini volcano or something around here. But still, I find it really, really pretty how they did this stage. And once again, I love Fennec City to death. Like I said, I would live here in a heartbeat if they made a replica of this in real life. So anyways, as we enter down the stairs from the pre-gym, there's an old lady and a girl looks like our age. I came from Agate to take my granddaughter home, but just as I got to Fennec, I was caught up in this whole affair. Thank you so much. We can finally return to Agate. I was going to visit Agate with my grandma, but then those people came and locked us up. I'm going to run a daycare just like my grandma when I grow up. Thank you, Sebastian. How did you know my name, mystery woman, or mystery girl, because you look like my age, except maybe like 2 years younger? If you visit Agate, please come to the daycare. And with that being done and said, we can finally access the daycare. And honestly, regardless of the fact whether or not whether or not the whole thing was scripted to be showing up there, we were going to go to the daycare anyways, because if you guys know, today is February 21st, which is the day that we could finally go ahead and start nicknaming our Pokemon. You guys were awesome, at least the ones who were actually paying attention to this whole thing, were talking about nicknaming Pokemon, and while I didn't get as many people to comment as I wanted, I still got quite a number of people to suggest some stuff, so let's go ahead and nickname them. Mawile, now is not the time to be purified right now. I have to go ahead and finish Pokemon nicknaming and stuff. Yeah. We entered here a very long time ago when we first entered Agate Village, and now we can finally see this place now features its own signature grandma, its own signature girl. So now the daycare. I want to explain this real quick before we go and nickname the Pokemon. I'm sorry for the little bit of a delay, but I want to go over and mention this right now. So the daycare. It works similar to other games in which you leave a Pokemon here and you can go ahead and run around for a little bit and the Pokemon will gain experience and also it will cost money to retrieve it back. However, you may be thinking if you can put your Shadow Pokemon here. That is an absolute no. You cannot put any Shadow Pokemon in here because then it'd be an easier way, and plus they do not want to manage Shadow Pokemon at all because, I mean really, who would want to have a Shadow Pokemon to be taken care of? I mean, it's probably going to go and attack all the other Pokemon, including the trainers themselves. So anyways, with that being done and said, let's go ahead and talk to the old man here. And now I'm finally going to go ahead and mention the nicknames of the Pokemon that are going to be nicknamed. There were four Pokemon I want to nickname and I forgot to heal. Whoops! First up, I want to go ahead and give an honorable mention to Aaron's nickname. And the first one that I want to go ahead and give an honorable mention to would be the Sen Snivy, who gave the idea of the nickname Pittsburgh. Now, since Aaron is part Steel type, it fits the whole name perfectly because Pittsburgh is known as the City of Steel. And I thought that was a really cool idea. However, there was one nickname that I decided to pick overall, just because of something we'll get into a little bit later. So, Aaron, we're going to start off with him because he's the first one on my piece of paper right over here. So, what is the nickname that I have decided to pick? Aaron's nickname is going to be known as Aggravation. This was suggested by Haxorus, so thank you very much, contest winner of the Pokemon X and Y Kalos Starter Bundle. It's nice to see you coming on to this again and supporting and giving inputs on this series and my videos in general. Now, the thing is, there are actually 2 G's in Aggravation, but because of this name, or because of this game's character limits, I can only put 1 G instead. So, hopefully you guys don't mind that as much, and I didn't want to put like Aggravation, or no, that would sound weird. So, this one seems nice enough. And the reason why I named this Aaron as Aggravation is because later on, when it evolves, it will fit the name perfectly. You'll see why, but for now, just trust me on this one. Now, the second one that I want to nickname would be Swalot. Yes, we're going to go in this order rather than doing the first two original first. So, Swalot's nickname was suggested by Nate Gween. Gween, I'm very sorry if I'm butchering your name. I just did not know exactly how to name it, so I decided to go ahead and say it the best I can. So, if you would like to correct me, you can go ahead and do so in the comments down below. Thank you very much for your input. It is always appreciated to see you on my videos as always, and keep up the good work. Alright, so what did Nate Gween decide to comment? Or rather, I'm just going to call him Nate. I hope that's fine with you guys. Nate decided to go ahead and stick with the nickname of Black Hole. And the reason why I want to nickname it Black Hole was because, well, when it opens its mouth, not only when it opens its mouth it looks like a black hole, but this Pokemon is known in the Pokedex entries for being able to pretty much eat anything in one fell swoop. So because of that, its mouth was the size of a black hole, and I figured it'd be perfect. And plus, it just has a nice little bit of a color scheme to fit a black hole. So, that is Swalot's new nickname. Keep treating your black hole with love and affection. Oh god, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. Thirdly, the next candidate for the nicknaming would be Vaporeon. So we're gonna have Teddiursa at last. But Vaporeon, this was suggested to me by Mario Bros fan 120, and I have to say, a lot of people who were commenting about Vaporeon gave me like a bunch of quote-unquote generic names. However, this one seemed to be the one that I liked the most. So, Vaporeon's nickname, while it does sound a little bit generic to a lot of people, I believe it was the best choice. So, Mario Bros fan 120 decided to go ahead and give the nickname of Vaporeon to, or rather give the nickname of Poseidon to Vaporeon. And the reason for that is because Vaporeon's head looks like Poseidon. So, yeah, it's really nice how that happened. Thank you very much. Once again, Mario Bros fan, I've seen you all around my videos recently, and you're just a great support to me in general. So thank you. And lastly, we are going to nickname the fainted Teddiursa, not exactly dead, but I would like to go ahead and finish this off. Now, I have to say right now, there was only one person that actually decided to go ahead and give nicknames for Teddiursa. I tried looking in the comments and on Twitter for any other nicknames, and surprisingly enough, I couldn't. If there was anybody out there who gave a nickname for Teddiursa other than the person I'm about to mention, please go ahead and say so, because if not, your comments are probably lost in the cesspool that is the new YouTube comment section, the Google Plus and all that crap. So, like I said, commenting on Twitter would have been the best idea for this stuff. But anyways, once again, this was suggested to me on Twitter, same thing as the whole thing with Black Hole. And once again, Nate Gween, I'm sorry, once again, Nate decided to go ahead and input his idea for Teddiursa's nickname. And this one, I have to say, is going to be very funny later on. So, Teddiursa's nickname is going to be none other than Snuggles. Why? It just looks so snuggly. And trust me, later on, it's going to be hilarious to see nonetheless. So, with that being done and said, we have nicknamed all of our Pokemon. Oh, real quick, I forgot to mention one last honorable mention. I would like to give one honorable mention to Breezy TC for the nickname of Booger for Swalot back when Swalot was a Gulpin. It fit very well because Gulpin looked like a booger practically, so before it evolved, that would have been a proper nickname that I probably would have picked rather than a Black Hole, but because Swalot is now Swalot and no longer Gulpin, Booger has now been forfeit. But still, thank you very much, Breezy, for your input. It means a lot to me as always, and I hope you guys will keep commenting about these in the future, because there will be more nicknames to get in the future, and I expect you guys to do the same thing as you've done here, and give me, the best nicknames that you can possibly think of. It's very fun to both me and you, so yeah, thank you. For some reason I feel dull and listless. I seem to have no energy at all. I've been wearing these new sandals with raised nubs on the insole. I was told it was a great invention, but does it actually do anything for my health? One reference to Dr. Kamiko's wonderful invention, said the almighty Chobin. I just love seeing those little references around the NPCs of Ore. It's so funny to just see how they're like, well, I tried Dr. Kamiko's experiments. I would like to say they suck, but he said they didn't, so what do I trust? Anyways, now that we have finished all of that, I believe it is finally time to go ahead and move on to what we really were going to do this episode, which was head over to the mysterious area where Cyber was witnessed transporting things around the area. So, let's go ahead and do just that. However, something that you guys will find astonishing would be as if we go there, we are stuck in the sand. So because of that, we have to go ahead and turn back to Fennec City. And might I say, this character's facial expressions are more vivid than the main protagonist of Pokemon Colosseum, who only had 1 or 2 facial expressions at all. You tried going into the Northern Desert, didn't you? The Northern Desert sand is very deep. An ordinary scooter couldn't possibly make it through that sand. So, because of that, we have no way of going there. Or do we? As soon as we walk back out into the land of Ore, we get an email. And from who? From Net, from Pyrite Town. To Sebastian, from Net. Sebastian, we've been asked to help locate a missing Pokemon. It was among those missing with the SS Libra. Please visit us in Pyrite and speak with the missing Pokemon's owner. So now we have our little objective to go ahead and do. While we cannot go to the area over here because quite obviously the sand is very deep and we cannot go in the scooter, I might say. That is a brilliant idea, and the way this game is set up for its story and progression is perfect, and you'll see why later on. So let's go ahead and go to Fennec, let's go ahead and go to Fennec. Let's go to Pyrite Town, my bad, and go see Net in the OMBS building. But first, since we're in Pyrite Town, I would like to go ahead and go inside of here. We went here one time, but we did not, actually, I don't even think we went in here one time. In here is, a little bit of a voice crack there. In here's where Duking resides. You can go ahead and talk to him at any time to go ahead and receive your trading rewards for capturing a Trapinch, Surskit, or Wooper. I keep forgetting Wooper. Trapinch, Surskit, or Wooper. You can trade any of those 3 into Duking and he'll give you a Pokemon in return. I'm not going to go over what Pokemon you'll receive just yet because I'm actually going to go ahead and go out of my way to show it to you on the video itself. So that's going to be tackled another time. However, if you have been spending time in the Pokespots, then that is a place you would like to go should you already have those 3 said Pokemon and you would be willing to trade them. So without further delay, let's go ahead and head to the OMBS building. Your milk is tempting, but justice is more tempting. That was really bad. Alright, back on the roof of ONBS, and I have to say real quick, I realize I've been saying the ONBS building a lot, and I mean that is true, but it's always just been called ONBS, but still, I'm going to be switching around between just saying OMBS and the OMBS building, just because that's kind of how I speak. So anyways, let's go ahead and enter the top floor. Yo, I heard what happened in Fennec from Marcia. I'm amazed that they even managed to hold Justy hostage. By the way, that old gent came here with his granddaughter. He's looking for help finding a missing Pokemon. Sebastian, if you don't mind, please hear him out. So let's go ahead and talk to the Mr. Funky Old Man, who's not funky at all. I'm sorry, I'm at my wit's end. You're familiar with the news about the ship SS Libra's disappearance. My granddaughter's Pokemon was on board, and it vanished with the ship. The Pokemon is one I found while tending to my garden. It was among my tiny bonsai trees. It's a new species, I'm certain of it. Please, I implore you, please find my missing Pokemon, if only for my granddaughter's sake. We cannot refuse a little kid's sake, and we cannot refuse a little old man. So, we'll obviously say no! Just kidding, we'll say yes. Oh, thank you, you are so kind! Our Pokemon is named Bonsly. It looks very much like a potted plant. Please help us! My granddaughter is a photo of Bonsly. Please ask her if you may see it. We'll try collecting information on our own, but to be honest, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. For the time being, there may be nothing we can do to gather information while tracking Cypher's movements. Sebastian, your clothes are covered in sand. What happened to you? We went ahead and explained what happened when we went to go find that mysterious place that Cypher has been transporting goods from. That's big news! That could be Cypher's new hideout! But it may be too difficult for an ordinary scooter to cross the desert. It won't be easy getting there to investigate. Well, for help with something like that, how about Purr and Gate and Port? If anyone can help. Oh yes, that's it! Good idea, Bit! Purr's an old buddy of ours. He runs a mechanical parts shop with his grandpa, Makan. Huh? You know this guy? Well, then we can cut right to the chase! I'll get in touch with him. I'm sure he'll come up with a means for you to cross the desert. So we now have our new objective, but real quick, I want to go ahead and show off the picture that this little girl has of Bonsly, or Bonsly. Whatever you want to call it, that's fine. Now, this game was extremely unique with the whole thing about showing not only one, but 2 new Pokemon from Generation 4, the generation right after it, that came out 2 years prior, or rather came out 2 years before Pokemon XD. So I really like how they did this for this game because it really shows that, you know, if you have an obscure, I mean, yes, this series was obscure because people really didn't care that much for all this console stuff back then. They only care about the main series games. So having these like little foreshadowing things to Gen 4's Pokemon were really, really nice. And I might say to myself right now, when I saw this for the first time while playing it, I was absolutely blown away. When I finally saw it in Gen 4, I was like, hey, Pokemon XD taught me that. Please find my Bonsly. Yes, we will, little girl, because that is a species which has not yet to be discovered for at least 2 more years. So with that being done and said, I say we end the episode off here because we have quite a lot of stuff to do, and I don't want to make these episodes way too long because right now I'm coming around 20 minutes and I don't necessarily want to keep these like 20 plus minutes. So next time on Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, we are going to go to Purr in Gadenport and see what we can do about our scooter. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.